And we welcome everyone to the webinar. Today's webinar is dedicated to the sales in RigER. And we know that the sales is a very important function, if not critical function at any organization. So we wanted to make sure that everyone who is considering or already using RigER are aware of what you can do for the sales in RigER. So today's agenda is going to be, we are going to talk about the sales process in general, especially for the oil field, because we know that it's a little different from other businesses. We will talk also about the price management in the system and what kind of sales documents can be generated, what are the sales roles that are supported in the system, and how do you mobilize, if you will, to use the word, the sales force that is working in the field. So in that part of the agenda, we're going to be talking about the sales on mobile, how we use mobile application to expedite and facilitate the sales in oil field. Those of you who are new today, a quick intro about our company. So RigER is a flagship of the BelcaSoft Corporation that is run out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And our main mandate is to facilitate and expedite the adoption of the paperless enterprise. We're also proponents and advocates of the customized solution. We know that not every solution fits it all, if you will. So we propose and successfully implement customized solution for the majority of our customers because we understand the processes are different. And we are, in that regard, are open to the integration with any third-party systems that are available and have an open API. So that way we enable enterprise to be fully scalable and customizable that meet specific requirements of each business. So RigER Mobile Oilfield, again, just to preempt the next series of slides where we're going to be talking about the sales specifically, which we're going to be talking today. The RigER Mobile Oilfield family of products, if you will, is presented in this slide, and we're talking about what one can use mobile application of RigER on their device once it's connected to the cloud. Again, it's not a standalone application, it's connected to the RigER cloud. That's how you manage the whole operations in the oil field rentals and services. So you do the sales, you do the rentals, and you do the services right out of the mobile application. So a few new mobile applications that are coming up later this year include the safety, the purchases, and the inspections. We do realize that a lot of people want to be mobile and do a lot of activities while they're in the field using mobile applications. And exactly for that, we're developing new applications. So on that note, I wanted to pass microphone to Michael Maltsev, our CEO, who's going to talk a little bit about the sales process in general and touch on how RigER helps you to manage it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to RigER webinars. And today we will talk about oilfield sales. And I should say that I have more than 10 years experience with oilfield and observe sales from different angles. And what we can see that the energy service sales require a positive personal and professional reputation, industrial focus, networking, and time management. Those may be three main criteria. We see that right now the sales are changing because the entire industry changing. So the younger buyers do the a little bit different purchase modules, and they use a different method. So, and what we see from our clients that the sales cycle shrinking, and it's become the fast decision-making process, complex decision-making, but faster. Most of the sales are focusing on the personalization of the sales. So the buyers right now, they know more, and they gather information from the internet, and internet actually changing the game, and majority of the buyers educate themselves about your business, about your products, and how things going. So it will require a little bit of the personalization of the sales. And from one perspective, and from another perspective, it will require a technological approach for sales. So more a system like CRM systems, the systems which manage your social media, or technical instruments or tools which will help you to run sales smoothly. And today we will talk about RigER, which you can use for that purpose as well. We see that there are three different approaches how people open the sales order in RigER. So there are lots of different varieties and lots of different approaches to sales, depending on the organization and depending on the particular service or particular equipment. And what we see, it will be like three different things. One will be field sales, where the field technician can do the sales by themselves and just meet people and provide them the information about the company and gather new orders. Another could be a dispatching module, when the dispatch accept the or client orders and receive the information from the client what needs to be done. And the third is traditional field traditional office sales, when the salesperson working downtown and meet people and do the sales. So, but let's talk about field sales and how field sales works in RigER. We have the initial mobile application where we can, where you can enter the data and then everything goes to manager for approval, and manager can approve it and send back information, the approval information to the sales, that sales can proceed this order client. So here you see the service and rental workflow and the general workflow from sales to account, and how different roles connected in RigER. And in this case, we have sales and management dispatcher of those three roles connected and working on the different operations in the sales. So let's move forward and see how the sales process can be organized in a different way. So we see that the different clients, they have like a completely different process. It really depends on the individual who do the sales, how they run the sales, what kind of authorization level they have. But let's consider that we have a salesperson and we have a general manager or operation manager who approve those sales. So in this case, it works like start from the salesperson starting the quote or rental agreement or service agreement, and send to manager or information. And in this case, the status, what we do in RigER, we use the statuses to see how the documents flow through the process, and changing the statuses, we change the different stage and different, and you can observe the step of this particular document. So when we open the document, it's open status. When we send to the client or to the manager, it will be in a client manager approval, or it will be in the send status. Then when we do the management approval, or in this case, the manager will have an authority to change the status to approved, and then the salesperson can send everything to the client and waiting for signing this code, bid, whatever, by client. And after the deal is closed, so when all the tickets invoiced and all the equipment returned to the yard, so then we can close the rental agreement. So in terms of rental operations or service operations, because we combine them together in many cases. So in terms of those documents, we have the three main documents which we will talk about today. It will be a price agreement, a price list, the price management, it will be quotes, and it will be a rental agreement. So those three will be our focuses today. And I'd like to pass the mic to Gleb, so he will present our price management approach.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone. My name is Gleb. I'm a VP of Operations in RigER, and I'm going to show you how we manage prices in RigER. So as Michael already said, we have different levels and different structure of the price documents in the system. So there are four basic levels and documents where we can manage our prices, change them, and adjust accordingly to the customer requests. So the first level is a general price list where we set up the general prices for all the clients. Then we can move down and create a price agreement for a particular client and division of this client, depending on the business in which this client operates in. The next level of the price management is the rental service agreement or the job itself. So regardless of the general price list or even the client's price agreement, we can still set the different prices for each job for the same location, but for different RSAs. So one client can have different prices depending on the location or depending on the basic conditions of this job. And the last level where we can adjust the prices is actually invoice, when we finalize the job and issue the invoice to the client. So job prices, as I already said, it's set up on the rental service agreement level. And the rental service agreement is a document which actually specifies the general terms of the job. And the prices can be taken to the rental service agreement out of price list or price agreement. Basically, the system allocates prices based on that two documents in the rental service agreement. So the client can have special prices based on the divisions. We can also apply discounts to each line on the rental service agreement. Either it can be rental units or services. So for each line, we can set the different discounts. And also rental service agreement allows us to set the different rental periods and pricing accordingly. For example, if you have a time-specific pricing, say for daily rentals, it's one price, for weekly rentals, it's another, and for monthly rentals, it's again prorated another price. So we can apply those prices as well, and the system will automatically calculate the number of days that the rental equipment has been working or services were provided. So based on that time periods, the system will apply the prices accordingly. As I already said, the price list is the general price list for all the clients. We can set the price list for particular item types like rental units or services or goods, materials, and combo units in the system. And also the price list is a time sensitive. So depending on the date which we put in the document, from this date, the prices will be applied for the next job. So we can change our prices down the road and keep the previous price list active in the system at the same time. Also, the price list can be set up for a particular division or business line of the client. And depending on this division, the prices will be applied in the rental service agreement. And for the purpose of quick filling out the price list, we have developed the fill out by group button, which allows you to select a group of items and just quickly fill out the price list with these items. Price agreement can be set up for a particular client for a specific period of time. So if we agree with the client that we will provide the prices, special pricing for them for the next, say, 2 or 3 months, we can set this period with a from and to dates. And also we can apply a discount for this price agreement. So every new job will be started with these prices for this client, and price agreement in RigER overrides the general price list. So again, discounts can be applied on different levels. So discount can be applied for the general price list or for the price agreement. It also can be set on the rental service agreement side and also for the level of divisions.
And thank you, Gleb. I have a question actually from the audience. And the question is, since we're focusing on the CRM or the sales rather, I guess the question is about the CRM. So and the question is actually to all of you who are on the panel, both Michael and Gleb. So is RigER a replacement of a sales CRM system?
So let me take that. No. The main purpose of RigER is to support sales process, but not replace the CRM system and traditional CRM systems, because the CRM means that your activity and from marketing perspective, from the sales opportunities, etc. There are RigER step in where we do bids, estimation, quotes in all kind of different documents. So in this particular case, yes, we do support sales. And from other perspective, we consider RigER, and some of our clients use it as an operational CRM. So you can see all your interaction with oil company men, the engineers, and you can see how the engineers treat the equipment. So kind of history of your relationship with your clients.
All right, let's move on, and I'm going to show you what kind of sales documents we can generate in the system, and which documents will belong to the salesperson in the system. So as I already said, the rental service agreement is a master document in the system in which we combine rental part of the job of the business and service part. So we can provide both services and rental equipment to the customer, or just one of them. And the rental service agreement is an electronic document in the system that keeps all the details about the upcoming job. But from the rental service agreement document, we are able to print any kind of different print forms. And those print forms, based on our practice, we see that companies name differently. So some of them are naming it as a quote or service contract or a rental contract, depending on what kind of activities we do. Sometimes people call it work order, job order, or sales order. So, and actually the flexibility of RigER allows us to set up any print forms depending on the client's requirements. So we can name the document bid if you'd like, or it can be work order. So in a few seconds, I'm going to show you how we actually process the document in the system. So here we go. And that's the rental service agreements list. Usually we call it journal of the documents. So on that screen, you can see all your jobs opened or closed, or that are in status of signed, approved, etc. So the sales manager can see all the open quotes, and those are that have been approved. And when we start a new job, we can create a new document in the system. I'm clicking on the create button, and a new rental service agreement will be created. So here we need to fill in all the information about the start date of the job, who is the client, so we can enter a new client if we don't have it yet in the system, or we can select it from the existing list of clients. Also, we can select the location and lots of different details about this job. So again, the system allows you to keep all the information about the client inside of it. We specify the rental equipment, the service and parts, and also we can have additional fees applied to this job. And on the sales tab of the rental service agreement, we have the information about the salesperson who generated this job, the taxes applied to this specific client and location of the client, and payment method, payment details. Coming back to the print forms of different documents of the rental service agreement in the system, we can print. You see that I just select the rental service agreement, which is with the EOG, and now I can print different print forms. It can be either call sheet, and under the call sheet we can see the different equipment that are staying at the location and some additional information. We can also print the daily cost sheet, which shows you actually how much this equipment and these services will cost to the customer per day. And we can print out the basic quote, again with the taxes applied and estimated rental fee for the whole period of the job if we know the end date of the job. Also, we can print the rental service agreement itself, so with all the details and terms and conditions at the second page with the customer signature field, and some different forms that are specifically designed for different configuration of the software. Either it's rig movers or downhole tools, or it can be waste management, telecom, etc. So RigER is highly customizable in terms of creating a different print forms. So we can extract all the information from the electronic document and put all necessary details in the print form. And I'm going to pass the mic to Michael, so he will explain what kind of sales roles we have in the system and what those roles can perform.
Yeah, the sales process in the company could be organized in a very complicated way, and right now we have two different levels of sales roles. It will be a salesperson, which can see, enter, edit only his or her rental service agreements, and the sales manager who can see all the rental service agreements and can approve the rental service agreement. And let me show you an example how it will looks like. Say, for example, if the salesperson open the rental service agreements and he can see only his rental service agreements and his jobs with his client, with different locations, but only belongs to this particular salesperson. And this gives us an opportunity to separate our rental service agreement and not cross and mix the sales efforts between different sales people. And if we move forward and open the sales manager view, the sales manager will see the entire picture and the statuses of each particular salesperson and can approve the rental service agreement. So it could be for each specific situation, each specific configuration, it could be some deviation between those two roles. However, this is a major approach and the main approach to the roles segregation in RigER. So yeah, let's do some fun stuff and see the RigER mobile sales demo when we build for you today, and it will be the situation where Gleb and Arsen will present right now.
Okay, yeah, let me show you how we process the sales jobs in RigER through the mobile application, because we do understand that more and more companies and people wants to work from the mobile device because it's all the time with us, and we support these requirements with the ability to create a new quote and new rental service agreement in the mobile application, so it will be seamlessly synchronized with the cloud application, cloud database, and the whole team or the whole company will see these quotes generated in the mobile app in their desktop as well. So we're going to show you the simple scenario, but the most common scenario how new sales jobs are processed in mobile app, and how it can be switched quickly between different devices, and how actually we can communicate the information that is been entered in the mobile app to the email. So the simple scenario will be when we will build a new quote in RigER mobile application, and the salesperson will do that. Then the quote will be sent automatically for the approval to the sales manager, and the sales manager will be able to approve this quote on his desktop application. And then when the manager will approve it, the salesperson will automatically receive the notification that this quote has been approved and we are ready to go with this job. So that's our mobile application, and I'm as a salesperson can create a new rental service agreement. I select the start date of this agreement, and even I can select the time. Then I go to my clients list and I can type in the name of the client. I also can select the particular location, and we can create this client and location from scratch. Then we specify just the start date of the equipment working at the location. And also we can add an external comment to this job. So this comment will appear on the print form of the client. So when we will send it, the client will see this comment attached. Once everything is done on the basic setup of the agreement, we start entering the rental equipment. So again, I type in the light tower, and my prices are pulled up automatically from the price list. I can also set the services and specify the quantity of the services provided along with the rental equipment. And once everything is done, I can post the rental service agreement in the mobile app. And once I synchronize the mobile application with my cloud database, just in a sec, so it will take just a couple of seconds. Once the mobile application synchronized, I receive the notification to my Outlook application on the mobile app that quote has been created. I can check all the details and check the print form, and the same notification will be sent to the sales manager. So he'll be almost instantly notified that the new quote has been created, so he can go to his desktop and check this.
Now on my desktop as a sales manager, I'm going to open the quote. I'm going to try to check everything, whether it's correct or not. I will go through the rental units, the services, the dates, the type of everything. Then I will approve the document itself and post it into the system, which in hand will generate a notification for the salesperson, and he will be able to proceed with the job.
Yeah, so once the job is approved by the sales manager, I, as a salesperson, again receive the email notification that the quote has been approved, and I can go to my mobile app, just update the application again, and I will see that my rental service agreement is approved. Now I can send this print form of this agreement to my customer, and it will be done again in the mobile app. So I just need to type in the email address of this client, and it's ready to be sent. Also, I can collect the signature right here on the mobile screen from the customer if I'm in the field. So the customer signs this particular rental service agreement, and his signature will be attached right to the this document. And you see that the status of this rental service agreement is signed, and the sales manager can update the database, and he will see that again this quote has been signed by the client, so we are ready to proceed with this job and deliver our equipment to the location. So that's just a simple example how we process the documents and how we exchange the information about the new jobs in the system. And it's, as you can see, it seamlessly transfers from mobile application to the desktop application in seconds. Okay, just a few words about the sales reports, and Michael is going to show you what we have in RigER in this regard.
Yeah, when we talk about the sales support options and what kind of information we can see from the RigER, in this case, we can have the entire history of our prices, what was the dynamics and how the price is changing. So all those price lists information can be presented in the price list report. Same thing we can do with the price agreements and a particular client in a particular period of time. Sometimes the situation become very complex, and people in the field like to know what's going on and what they pay for, because in some cases we provide the service not notifying them about the price. So for that, we build a specific print report which give us the daily cost sheet for a particular site where we can send the information to the accompaniment or engineer to show what we charge. The next thing will be the discount analysis, and of course we have a revenue analysis. So all kind of different variation and metrics which give us a full understanding what's going on. And for discount analysis, it was a request from one of our clients. They'd like to understand if it's reasonable or not for the salesperson to provide a particular discount for the particular client. One of the most important and most used report, it's a rental units availability report, which will show us what kind of information we have for it, in which categories of our equipment, and moreover, we can filter those reports by a particular status. Say, for example, we can see all our equipment available at North Yard, and in this particular case, the salesperson can understand what we can provide today or tomorrow. Moreover, in the rental service agreement, we can put a return date, approximate return date, understandable. That it's not possible in many cases, but just to understand where potentially we can receive our equipment back. So this can give an opportunity for the salesperson and efficiently communicate to the client that okay, we have no this particular equipment right now, but it potentially will come to the yard in 10-15 days. So the next thing, and very popular, is location report. And the location report show us what we have at the client's location. So what kind of information and the information available for the deployed unit or racked unit, which are right now located at the client locations. And a good thing about RigER that we can build the email reporting tool, which can run automatic emails to your devices. Say a very popular report is a location report, which we just saw that it build as a PDF attachment, and it could be done every week. Say every Monday, the salesperson receive what kind of situation we have, and for particular equipment or particular location or particular region. It really depends how this should be structured.
Thank you, Michael. So Nikolai is here. Again, don't leave yet, please. We just wanted to cover all these topics. We know it's a comprehensive topic, the sales in the oil field specifically. And I have actually a couple of questions from Mike. So for example, if a company just provides a service as a labor to inspect a pipe on location, no rental equipment, can we generate a work order and invoice as a job is complete on location?
Yes, absolutely we can. So the system allows us to just do the services through it. So we can have a work order just with the services included, and invoice again will include these services. So, and from the technical perspective, the software can easily track all these services, because service is a unique thing, and we just do this by quantities. We don't have to track any unit numbers and different time periods, etc. So the services is even easier than to track the rental equipment. So the short answer is yes, we can do that.
The second part of the question was about the invoice. So can you just shed some light on that?
That's right. That's right. So the invoicing is, again, it's not a big deal to even easy to run the service invoice, and I agree with Gleb. It's a very streamlined process. So you have only one ticket. Moreover, some of our clients, they not even start with rental service agreement. They start from the particular location from the tickets, and the rental service agreement added all the lines of the new services provided. But if we talk about inspections, so the entire inspection ticket could be a little bit different from the field ticket, because we can collect all the technical data and technical information in RigER about a particular location. So, and if we talk about the pipeline inspection, so you can compare the different runs. Say, for example, if you need to do the inspection twice, like every second year, so you can compare results from the previous inspection with current results and provide more robust information to your client.
In the meantime, I have another question that is specifically talks about the field technician or the service technician who is using mobile application in the field and the prices. So we know that the ticket can be created in the field. What about the prices? How do you control the price information on the mobile devices? Is it available or is it not available?
Yeah, for sure. If we talk about tickets and prices, most of our clients ask us to eliminate prices from the field tickets to show only price and to show the prices only for the dispatchers and managers and the salesperson, but not for the field technicians. So we eliminate all the prices from the field tickets, so the field technician will not see the prices.
But let me add just a little bit. So if the company prefers to that their field technicians will see the prices and will operate with that, because sometimes the field tech is just combines their roles of field technician and sales guy. So we are able to add the print forms to the mobile application. So the field technician, once he creates the new job, he'll be able to print out or send with an email the quote with the prices. It depends on the permissions of the system. So we have flexibility. We have ability to flexibly create roles of the customer, assign actually roles to the particular user in the system, so he can see prices or he cannot see prices. It depends on the requirements of the particular client.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I think that exactly speaks to the whole point that we were bringing up at the very beginning. We do allow for the customization, and that's an example of how we do provide the customization. The solution specifically fits specific needs of a company, and that's what we do when we do set up of the software in the cloud, and then how we hook it up with the mobile application of the users at the specific company. So thank you, Gleb, and thank you, Michael. At this point, I'm just checking my queue for the questions. I don't have any more questions, but it doesn't mean in my mind that there aren't any questions amongst our users. So we do encourage every one of you just to reach out to us using our phone or email, and if we have it on the last slide, we can share that with you right away. You know our contacts. Please let us know if you have any questions on this topic, or that is sales in the oilfield or other topics. We'll be more than happy to answer them, and we can book a demo. If you haven't seen a demo of RigER, we can definitely do that using the same technology, so you don't need to leave your office. We can do that remotely, and you'll be able to speak and ask questions, as well as to see how the RigER system operates in the oilfield rentals and services business. So one more call out for questions if there are any, and I don't see. So on that note, I think we are ready to wrap it up. 15 minutes to an hour, so it's good. Time-wise, we are glad that you've been able to carve out a time and actually join us today for this exciting presentation for us and an ability to manage the sales in the oilfield. So thank you very much for being with us today. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when we have the next webinar that is going to be dedicated specifically to the mobile applications at RigER. So thank you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned and register online via our website.